Well, hello. Welcome back to episode 6 of the AI Code Central podcast with me, Kaz, and Charlie. We all know why you're really
The
here.
star of the show. Yeah, because I'm the star of the
Right.
show.
Mm. Anyway, we bring to you another great podcast guest. Don't say we don't do anything for you, because I feel like of all of the podcasts we've done, we've only done 2 that haven't had a guest so far. So I think we're doing pretty fire with our guests. This one, though, is really exciting because in this episode 6, we have Adrian Humphrey. And I don't know if you've heard of him yet or not, but you should have, because this guy won the Bolt Hackathon grand prize. Amazing, great guest, has an amazing story that will literally give you goosebumps when you hear it.
Wild
Super
story.
nice
When
guy.
when you
Yeah.
hit submit, yeah.
Oh yeah, the whole submit thing. The story from the moment that he tries to submit his entry into the hackathon, it's incredible. He is a super nice guy, has a great story, and obviously is super great with AI. Must be, because he won the grand prize. So we were really excited to talk to him. And I believe, if I'm not wrong, we were the very first people that actually got to talk to him following his win. So
Yeah.
that was really cool, because he was kind of sort of fresh off the win and hasn't
Mhm.
at that point hadn't done a lot of press. So we got really lucky with that one.
Yeah. Good dude too. I think that
Yeah.
that's first and foremost, these new AI companies that are coming up. It's like, who's the people behind it? Who's the person behind it? Who's the founder? Good dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Super nice. Super great dude. So hopefully you'll like this episode, and you can obviously go check him out. We will tag all of his places that you can contact him, so you can reach out to him if you want to. Those will be in the show notes.
Hell yeah. It's a
Yeah,
banger.
sure
So
is.
what's new in your life? Anything? I can't imagine that much.
As of the day today, school started back up here in
Okay.
Florida. So it was the first day of school. Our daughter is working towards getting her driving license. So I informed her that she is driving to school every single day and back every single day, because she needs to practice. She hates it. She hates it. She does not
Why?
like the idea. I don't know. I
I
don't
loved
know.
it.
It was like our son could not wait to get his
Yeah.
freedom, do everything. She's the exact opposite. She has a vehicle waiting for her. Like, I think she just doesn't have much confidence in herself, and she's a better driver than she gives herself credit for. And obviously there's still a few things to work on, but that's normal and natural and nothing to like panic about. It's little things like she's not using her mirrors as much as she should, and then she's not quite familiar with like angles of parking, you know. But these are just
Yeah.
things that come with time and practice. But she's actually a good driver. I'm not nervous with her in the car at all. So yeah. We went and did a little bit of back to school shopping at the weekend, and then yeah, just school starts back up, so that kind of gets a little crazy, along with regular life things of vet visits on a Monday morning and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what our weekend was made up with. And then we did some stuff around the house. We don't have an impending hurricane that's right on our doorstep, but the tropics are definitely heating up a little bit. So that's kind of the time that you do all the things, you look around your house, what can be done. So we got cut some trees down, cleaned up our porch is clean, but just sweep it and clean everything, and all those kind of things where you don't want to wait till the last minute, and you just kind of get it out of the way.
Yeah.
There is a hurricane or a wave that's coming off of Africa right now that there's a small chance it could come our way. It's way too early to tell at the moment, but those are the kind of things where you go around your house and you're like, okay, do I have enough dog food? Do I have enough fuel for
Yeah.
the generators? Those kind of things where you're not panicking, you're just getting prepared ahead of time. So I think that's it. What have you been up to?
Dialing in the bike. I did go to
Mhm.
Trestle, not over the weekend, but last maybe Thursday or Wednesday. I don't remember. It was good to get out. I haven't been up there this year as much as I was last year. So when you're doing something like a hobby, or in this case a sport, and like you're just not feeling it, you're just like you just like feel off. And I
Yeah.
know, like, I'm complaining, but yeah, it just wasn't. You just kind of screwed up some things on the trail. And actually, you know what? One notable thing, I was going. I think it was that gnarly of a trail, maybe a black diamond. Black diamonds here in Colorado, some are like pretty gnarly. Some aren't too bad. And I guess one was like a medium one, if you want to call it a medium one. I caught up to a guy. No, pardon me. Let me back up. I went into that, and this is a trail that's like kind of deep, I guess, deep in the woods, as opposed to like being on the side of a mountain where like it's like wide open. So like we're in the woods, and then I come up to like a down ramp. So the idea is that down ramp prepares you like for a jump, so you get enough speed to clear like a pretty big jump. And I see a guy on top of the jump like waving his arms like this, and I was like, well, okay, it's the middle of a day on a Tuesday, or no, it was like a Wednesday or Thursday, whatever day it was. Something happened. He's like screaming at me, so I slam on the brakes. I see him in time, and I slow down. There's a guy on the backside of the jump. I don't know if he flipped over the bars or something, but he had the wind knocked out of him. So like I'm rolling up, and this is a guy like mid late 30s. Three guys total. One guy is just kind of like throwing the bike out of the way, trying to pull him off the trail. One guy's watching for traffic, and then the other guy's the wind knocked out of him. Yeah, so he's on his back and he's just sucking wind. He's like, oh fuck. I'm like, oh man, like I've been there. So I don't know if he fell like forward. Most usually that's what happens. And he said he felt a snap on his shoulder, and I was like, oh, well, dude. I looked at one of the guys and I was like, yeah, 2 years ago I tore my shoulder on a trail. I did something stupid and took my eye off. I was going way too fast. Probably not what you wanted to hear.
Not in that moment, no.
Yeah, not in that moment. The guy's just covered in dirt, and there's like a dust cloud, and so a couple guys went by. I waited while they cleaned up their bikes and just watched for traffic, and then they're like, "All right, yeah, we're good, dude." So they had to get off. They didn't need to call. You can call like emergency trail assistance, and they'll shut off. They'll like shut down the trail that you're on to like new riders. So they did not have to do that.
Oh, that's good.
They like rolled down the rest of the trail and just like took like the dirt road. So there's like roads for cars and like maintenance and all that, or like ATVs to take down like injured riders. So they took that down. And
how did you get down when you had your accident? Did they do that for you?
They took me on an ATV. So they came to where I crashed.
Yeah.
Which was not common at all, because it was so like small. It was the complete opposite. There's like sets. There's like 6 or 8 or 10 points on a mountain where like the really, really big jumps are. And that's where like the majority of the calls come. Mine came from just being a donkey, and like I took my eye off something and I was going way too fast. So they took me off on an ATV. They loaded my bike in the ATV. 2 guys hauled me down. I actually do remember this. I wasn't knocked out. And then they took me to the ER. So I'm sure they like this is one of the best bike parks in the country. So I'm sure they've got a really good ER team, for context, I was in Winter Park when I crashed 2 years ago. I was in Keystone. I've never been back since. F that place. So saw that, got in some good reps. One of my favorite trails was closed, so I kind of had poopy pants about that. They're doing some maintenance there. But yeah, it was good just to get out, rip around on the bike. I'm gonna do that again. I might stay there this weekend. There's a big race at the end of the month, so I'm thinking of staying up in the mountains for a couple of days. Nice. Finished up. Have you seen House of Lies? It's with Don Cheadle and Kristen Bell, I think is her name.
No, it sounds familiar. Is it based on a book?
It might be, actually. I think they're business consultants. They're all kind of shitbags. And there's like a character arc of like, okay, they really are human, and like and then they go through like they're entrepreneurs, and they go through the ups and downs, and it's a really good show. Very funny, kind of raunchy. It's a Showtime, so it's on Netflix now. I think you would like it. Well,
I have to check it out, because I've been like, I feel
you
like
hate
there's
everything,
nothing.
So I don't know.
No, but I honestly, I feel like there's nothing really that is worth watching at the minute. I know Netflix is bringing out Thursday Murder Club at the end of the month, which I'm really excited about because I've read all of the books for that. But I've really kind of been looking for something to watch, so I'll have to check it out.
It's pretty good. It's from like 10 years ago. But it's still pretty. I forgot how funny. I've seen it before. My girlfriend hadn't seen it, so we just started watching it, and I forgot how unbelievably funny that show is sometimes. So that's pretty good. We've been watching that.
I wanted to talk. I know we need to quickly mention the new version of ChatGPT because it's very topical. But I sent you this TikTok video of this lady, Kendra, who. I can't stop watching the train wreck. A very brief synopsis, and I promise you this is related to AI. A very brief synopsis is this lady came onto TikTok out of absolutely nowhere and started talking about how she basically fell in love with her psychiatrist. And she's just, I'm not here to at all give any kind of medical whatever, except to say, wow. But the tie-in is that she now talks to ChatGPT, who she's named Henry, and also Claude. And I didn't know, because I don't use it on my phone, I only use it on my computers, that they actually can talk like Siri talks, like I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
But she's now using Henry and Claude to basically justify the things that she's saying. And then at one point in this whole saga, Henry basically stops agreeing with her and almost like calls her out a little bit. And so she's now at the point where she doesn't even talk to Henry anymore. She
Okay.
only talks to
I was
Claude.
I was going to ask, is that the point where it's like, oh, well, Becky says I'm crazy, so I'm going to go talk to
I'm going to talk to Sarah because
Samantha.
Sarah's on my
Yeah.
page. But both of these AI apps she had them calling her the Oracle, right? And then the video I sent you was Claude going off on this monologue about how this woman's changing the world by being honest and she's a revolutionist and blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
But
boy.
the reason that I bring this up is because I think it's going to be an interesting topic to explore at some point, because people on the internet have coined this phrase of AI psychosis, where obviously, unless you train it otherwise, your AI is basically going to tell you exactly what you want it to tell you,
Yeah.
right? So unless you go in with a prompt of like, listen, I need a reality dose. What I don't want
Yeah.
you is being a yes man. I need you to come at me with like facts and reasons and blah, blah, blah. If you train your AI to be a wagging tail on a dog or a yes man, it's going to tell you exactly what it wants you to do. And so I think it might be an interesting topic to discuss at some point about AI and psychosis, but I have been enthralled with this. And I'm curious about the new version of ChatGPT, because I know you've played with it a little bit, whether Henry is going to be better at not just automatically telling you what you want to hear.
Yeah, like not being so agreeable. Like, oh, he's in love with me, isn't he? And then like she puts in her, or who knows? But I haven't actually seen hardly any of it. But
It's
um,
amazing.
that's good that ChatGPT is not as agreeable. I did watch the live stream. The first three representatives of OpenAI were out, and I did tweet something. I just started this a new Twitter account a couple weeks ago, and I tweeted something. One of the guys had longer blondish hair, and
Mm-hmm.
I tweeted like, "Oh, I wonder what kind of shampoo and conditioner he uses, because it seems like he has great hair." And I forgot who it was, but I did get like a little like on there, and I thought, oh, okay, that was kind of funny.
Also, for
Um,
context, for those of we, Charlie and I have been friends for a very long time, so we've had many a conversation. But we jokingly are like, if something happens to you, like I get your truck, and Charlie always says to me, if something happens to me, he wants my shampoo and conditioner.
yeah. Oh, that's what it was. I put wonder what kind of shampoo and conditioner he uses, and then I put nice salad, and then I put the little salad emoji on there. Because yes, I did get my grandfather's hair. I've got a little mohawk. So thanks, Pop Pop. So Pop Pop Eli. But yes, and no, you're not getting my truck. That goes to my nephew as well as
I
my big.
mean, since it's your nephew, I might acquiesce to that, but we'll
Anyway,
see.
so yeah, I've
So
been
you've
buzzing
played
around
with Chat GPT.
on
Have
a
you
bike.
already
Yeah,
you
ChatGPT. So I've been making an app. I'm going to show you the app when we have more time.
yeah.
It's for marketing. It's for website KPIs, and it's a. I could tell the difference in terms of like the time and the depth of answers I was getting. Where
Mm.
I would show it. I'd show Henry the data, the old
Yeah.
version, 3.5, and then 4.0, and then version 5, and yeah, like okay, I can tell the difference here. So it's pretty cool. Obviously, I've been using agent mode. So sorry, Manus. Sorry, not sorry, actually. And yeah, that 5, it's pretty cool. I like it. I like it a lot. I haven't used it for writing yet, so we'll see on that. I mean, I'm partial to Claude, so I'll mess around with that when I have more time. But so far, so
Yeah.
good. I like it.
I'm actually really looking forward to taking a look at it. And I do like Claude too, but I'm excited to kind of get my fingers in there and take a look and see the improvements that's happened. I've heard through the grapevine, like people have been like super impressed with it so far. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's can only be good. But well, all right, let's wrap this up. Again, this is episode 6, and our special guest is Adrian Humphrey. He's the amazing guy who just won the Bolt Hackathon grand prize. Super nice. I really hope you enjoy the episode. If you do, please like, comment, subscribe, review, thumbs up, and all the rest of it. And we will be back with another episode next week with another guest.
Yeah.
We are just rolling them out.
One.
And they're all great. It's not even
Yeah.
like we're just like, oh, here's one. No, we're like, oh, every person that we've had on, we're really excited about having on. So yeah, anyway, hope you really enjoy this episode, and we will be back with a whole new episode in a week from now.
Peace.
Well, hello. Welcome back to episode number 6 of Code AI Podcast with me, Kaz, and the other guy. You'll also see, once again, we are joined by a very special guest. I'm thrilled because this is your first podcast you've done since your fantastic win. So I'm so excited to have you. For those of you who don't know, we're joined by Adrian Humphrey today, and he just achieved something crazy. He just won the grand prize at the world's largest hackathon, which was led by Bolt. He beat out hundreds of thousands of other participants. And during this hackathon, he created an AI-powered video editor called Tailored Labs. And what is fantastic about this is that the creation he won with is already changing how other creators approach their video editing, turning 8-hour editing marathons into 8-minute uploads. So congratulations. Incredible. For the listeners or the viewers who don't know yet, please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you were doing before you got your hackathon victory.
Absolutely. It is a pleasure being here. My name is Adrian Humphrey. So before I was working on the hackathon, I was at Intuit as a software engineer, full stack software engineer. I was working on their article team at first, and then I got unlucky, but I switched from the first team to their AI team. So I was brought on board to be this full stack engineer, but I got to this AI team, and now I'm working on like their internal, external AI tools. I was working with a lot of really smart people. I mean, they've been into it for 10 plus years. I felt like a very small fish in a big pond working there. But after Intuit, I was like, I want to do something. I don't know what I want to do yet. I want to make an app. I don't know what kind of app I want to make. I don't know if I want to raise money. But then I just saw this hackathon. I was like, this is the perfect opportunity to build something. And that's how I got to hackathon. I don't remember how I came across it, but I just happened to come across it.
I know Charlie said you had found it, right, Charlie? Somewhere in your online world.
I think it was on Twitter. I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool. So I'll give it a shot. I registered. I didn't build anything. Actually, you know what's funny? I built something. I built like 3 apps. It was just outside of the hackathon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you entered the hackathon, or when you found out about the hackathon and you decided to enter it, did you already have a project in mind, or did you at that point not really know what you were going to do?
Nope, I had no project in mind. And it's crazy how I came to like conclude to this one. There was a bunch of different things I was thinking about. So I was like, all right, I'm going to copy and paste the rules and like the judging criteria, put it into GPT and like help come up with an idea. And the first idea that it gave me was actually a good idea, but it was one of those things where it was like, it was technically unfeasible. I don't know if that's the right word.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea was at a concert at like EDC or any big concert when everybody's outside, nobody has service. What you do is when you walk in, you scan a QR code and you add your cell phone to like a mesh network. So basically, there's a bunch of people standing right next to each other and you can add them all to the same network. So I can text my friends without service and it goes through like everybody's phone and it gets to your phone. So people don't get lost. And I was like, dude, that's a really good idea. Like
that's a cool idea.
But I started building it out and I was like, it's not possible because I would have to make a web app, like a mobile app. They'd have to download. It was just too much. So the next one was the idea was really, even though I was working the hackathon, I was like, what idea can I build that can allow me to raise money? It's easy enough to build, but also it's a problem that people will pay for. So like I'm going back and forth between all these ideas of like, okay, do I build one for the hackathon or do I build it like for myself? And I was just sitting down one day and I was like, dude, the hardest thing I can think about is I want to start doing videos, but I don't want to edit the videos. And I know there's a bunch of people out there that don't want to edit their videos. Wouldn't it be cool just to be able to just upload my video and literally have it edited from end to end? Because my mom used to be a filmmaker. So she has two independent films that she made a long time.
What?
Yeah. Fully produced, she directed it, screen wrote it, wrote the
Wow.
screenplay. And the thing was, back in the day, when you had to buy the disc for Final Cut Pro
Yeah,
and
yeah,
put it in
yeah.
your computer, that's how
The
she edited.
license.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
She spent months editing this feature film. And I was like, it takes a very long time, it's a very tedious thing to do. And I was like, dude, we have AI that's generating videos from scratch. We have all these models that do like speech to text, text to speech. We have everything. So why don't we have AI that can edit our videos and not just Descript type of editing? I'm talking about like full on video production. But that was the idea. And I started building. I was like, okay, now I see why nobody's built. It's hard. It's very hard. Because it's like after talking to a couple content creators, editors, the hardest part about it is how do I tell the story through video? Storytelling is really hard. So not only is storytelling hard, but getting AI to understand what story you want to tell, it gets easier the more you tell, the AI what you want to build. But still, like I didn't really wrap my head around part of storytelling is pacing, like how long the shot is, right? How fast it goes from one shot to the next. Little things like that. But once you get enough people to tell you what they hate doing, then you kind of get a better idea of what you want to build. So
So you didn't, okay, I just want to clarify this because this is crazy. You didn't have any real editing experience before you built the app
no,
or before you built
not really.
that's
No,
bananas.
I've edited videos before. Like I've edited like some music videos. I've edited like some YouTube videos. I've edited like my own videos, but I haven't
Yeah.
edited, like production grade videos for like other people. But
Yeah.
I just though.
What if
Um,
there's,
Yeah, that's crazy.
pardon me, Adrian. What if there's styles like Casey Neistat, like his very raw editing, and then some like creator like Christian Guzman, the
mhm.
fitness, like his like transitions and everything is like
Right.
how do you take that into it?
So
When
the way that I'm thinking about this is, and I'll explain this in a way that maybe your listeners can understand. For all of the machine learning models, right? So all the models they use to, for example, for ChatGPT, right? It's been trained on a big data set, right? So when it gives you back the response, it gives you back a response on what it's been trained on. Now you can do the same thing for text to video, right? You give it so many video clips that it knows how to take your text into a video clip. So the idea is maybe down the line, if you have a YouTube where you have a creator that has a specific editing style,
Mm.
that they can just upload all of their YouTube videos and it learns their editing style. So now they just go from, uploading their raw videos to say, hey, this is how I want my video outputted. And it knows, the different dynamic captions, it knows the pacing. But that's the goal, is to have somebody have like their own kind of personalized editing style.
So it would have the fundamentals of editing across the board that like everybody would use. But
Mhm.
then the idea is that over time, it's going to learn your personal style of how you like to edit things. Or say, for example, like with your mom, obviously she's got more experience than a lot of people would have. So it would learn how she likes to do her edit style and what she likes to see, whilst already having the literal like foundation of editing within
Yeah,
that scope. Yeah.
correct. And
That is crazy.
yeah, and what I learned was there's different types of editors for different platforms. Like the person that edits their videos on their phone is completely different from the person that edits their videos on their laptop, right?
Yeah.
Or somebody who, for example, they edit videos for somebody else, right? They're like, it's different levels to it. And that brings into account different markets. So I'm still trying to figure out which market I want to hone in on first. But yeah, right now it's a desktop app. It's a desktop web app.
Gotcha. So going back to the build of this, can you walk us through identified, okay, here's a pain point, here's an itch that I can scratch with some insight. What happens next?
Yeah, so what happens next is with the tools we have and the imagination that people have, you can take it anywhere. I mean, you could build video editing like people build like Zapier. Like you could do it that way. You can really take it anywhere with the tools you have now. But the way that I took it was, okay, let me talk to somebody and just ask them this. The first question I asked them is, what is it that you hate most about this? Like, what would you rather have somebody else do? And it's sitting there. One is like organizing the clips, right? They have to go through and watch all of the video over again to find what they want to pull out. Obviously, taking out the ums and ahs. Other companies are already doing that. That's kind of like the baseline of video editing now. And then putting together like the final touches. And again, it changes based off of, the different type of editor they are. But then you have to figure out how the heck do you build something like this? Like, what does that even mean to build a video with AI? Where do you even start? So I started with just making a video edit, right? And then having all the things that I do in the video editor, have the AI do it. And then the AI has to know when to do it and how to do it. So basically, for example, if you have, let's make it really quick. Let's say you want to split a clip, right? You just want to split a clip in half. Now, that doesn't take a lot of time. Somebody can do that. That's really easy. But how do I get AI to know when and how to split a clip? So basically what I do is it's almost like it's just tool calling. So giving the AI a set of tools, right? This is how you split a clip. This is how you delete a clip, add a clip, stuff like that. And then you tell the AI, okay, when the best time to do that is. And then it goes off, it figures out when to split the clip, how to split the clip, and it comes back and it has these tools that I can call in the front end to actually take all those actions.
I was thinking about something you said a little bit ago about, how when Instagram first came out, everybody decided that they were photographers because you could edit your image. And by edit your image, I mean you could pick from a few different coloration differences. Maybe you could make your teeth a bit whiter. But up until that point, if you wanted to really edit a picture, you would have to shoot in RAW. You'd upload it into Lightroom. Like that's how you were like a photographer, right? And then everybody all of a sudden is a photographer now. And to be fair, there's some really great like picture editing apps available, even just through like Instagram. And I was thinking about when you said about what you've created is that with the surge of, let's say, TikTok, YouTube, shorts, reels, all the rest of it, people are now content creators in whatever realm they want to be in. Do you think that what you've created, I know right now it's not an app on a phone. Do you think that might be the way that you go? Not just an app on the phone, but also to have it on a computer where for those that are using it on the phone, they can use it to create, say, YouTube videos or less financially straining YouTube videos, etc. And also for people who are doing like higher grade projects, indie films, for example. Is that kind of where you would like to see this go?
So you're exactly right. That is on the roadmap. Gotta have a mobile app. I mean,
yeah,
a lot of people that take videos on their phone, everybody takes videos on their phone, right?
Yeah.
You have to have some sort of mobile ready video editor on your phone. Now, the thing is, we've all seen CapCut come out of nowhere and take over the whole market share of video editing out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And though they have the largest market share, there are a lot of people that are still unsatisfied with CapCut, right? It's really hard. I mean, I don't know if you ever edited a movie on iMovie. I mean, it's basically impossible. Like, I don't even know why they have a mobile version of iMovie, right?
Yeah, I end up deleting the wrong part and not keeping the bit that I wanted.
Exactly.
I'm terrible. Yeah.
all this money you guys have, I'm sure you can come out with a better app than iMovie.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that is definitely on the roadmap because when I tell people about it, they're like, okay, where can I download it at? I'm like, oh, you can't download it. You have to go. Well, I don't have a computer. Oh, well, I got to make a mobile app. But so going back to your point, Charlie, it's like, where do you start? Right?
Yeah.
Do I go and just make a CapCut clone? I mean, well, there's no point in that because they're just going to do it better than me. So again, this goes back to like going to ChatGPT and having like, a little ideation conversation. It's like, okay, if I make a mobile video editing app in competition to CapCut, what's my wedge? Like, how do I get in? And part of it was, and these are examples that we all understand. Blockbuster, when I was young and my mama took me to Blockbuster, there was a Blockbuster on every block, right? We went every weekend,
It was
right?
lit.
What was that?
It was lit. Friday nights,
Friday
dude,
nights,
Blockbuster
Blockbuster
used to
nights.
be,
Yep.
Blockbuster nights. I mean, it was a whole
Yep.
week ordeal. And
Yep.
out of nowhere, you have Netflix come in and they're just shipping the DVD to you, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys know the story of Netflix, but they did go to Blockbuster and say, "Hey, we'll
Yep.
offer for you to buy the company for 50 million." And Blockbuster said no. I mean, why would they give you 50 million? They have the users already, they have the
Yep.
distribution, they have the real estate, they
Yep.
have it already.
Yeah.
The only difference is that Blockbuster already had a user base that they had to keep, right? Netflix was building their innovation from the ground up. So they could move around, they could do whatever they want, they could be innovative, right? If Blockbuster goes and innovates, they have problems with their investors, their shareholders. So it was a big thing. So Netflix is almost kind of coming through and making their own market because they can start by being innovative. So same thing with Uber. Like Uber didn't, recreate, taxi dispatch, but they kind of came through and kind of shoved, made their own market because they can start from scratch with innovations. So I would think that I would have to make an app that kind of rethought the video editing process because right now it's just linear, right? It's just you kind of drag and drop, you expand, add some text. It would have to be like a whole new kind of interface on the mobile app where almost I can talk to my phone and have it edited my videos, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Whilst it still learns what you want. And so as you continue to use it, it's continuing to already know and anticipate what you're going to be looking for.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you're doing what Instagram did in the day, like you said, the filters. You don't have to go into Lightroom anymore. You can just add the filters. Well, you don't have to spend an hour tweaking these, masks to get like this effect. You can just say, hey, add this effect to my video.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true.
Adrian, can you peel a curtain back on the stack? Like how it's like glued together?
Yep. So on the front end is just a Next.js React app. With Next.js, it is a server-side rendered app. So basically you have your front end portion and then you have your back end portion as well. The database is Supabase, really, really nice database. If you can get if you're building with Bolt.new, you can integrate your Supabase. If you're not using Bolt.new or you're using, whether it's Cursor or Claude, you can install Supabase CLI to your terminal. So that way it has access to, if it makes any database changes, it'll push up the migrations and it'll have access to all of essentially your database schema. So for example, if you say, hey, add a button that does this, it knows how to add the front end button, it knows how to add the back end API call, and it knows how to query the database. So database is Supabase, Next.js. As far as the kind of under the hood of the video editing itself, it's mostly on AWS. So it's mostly in Lambda function. So they upload the video, it goes to S3. S3 is just a storage service where we save the videos. And then Lambdas are basically these serverless functions, right? So I can write a bunch of code that runs on this serverless computer, serverless wherever they run it. And that does all of like the video editing together. So basically what it is I use Claude and I made this kind of agent architecture for the video editing. So for example, you have different agents that do different things. So one of the agents, for example, analyzes the one clip, right? So It transcribes the video. It analyzes what's happening in the video. It takes your script as a context of what's hacking in that video, right? So that's one agent. Another agent is a pacing agent, for example. So it takes your script. It understands, well, what is the pace that they desire? Is this a TikTok video? Is this a YouTube video? Is this a podcast? So it understands the pacing. You have another one for, like, for example, precision cuts. So once it takes a clip, it might be off a little bit, like a couple milliseconds. It might cut you off, take a word out, add a word. So there's another one that, it kind of does like a precision cut, keeps exactly what you want in there. Another one is like, I call it a edit decision list agent. So basically, this is another LLM call that takes all of the clips and it decides how to put them together, right? So if you have a hook that was like in the middle of your podcast that may go really good at the beginning of the clip, it'll take that clip and put it in the front, right? So it rearranges the clips. And then once it has like the shot list, another agent takes that shot list and it turns it into something I can save to the database. So that way the user can see it on their timeline.
Gotcha. Okay. And now that it's deployed, it's live and everything, how are you getting customers?
So before the hackathon, I was getting all of my customers through Reddit. And I did not use Reddit before this. And I did not know how strict Reddit was on self-promotion.
I've heard, yep.
They have blocked a lot of my posts. And I had to learn, how do I give value to Reddit, but also tell them about my product that I want to go use?
Yeah.
It's tough because, they're really strict on promotion. I think when I get some funds, when I raise some funds and I do like my go-to-market, strategy, I will be advertising on Reddit.
You could maybe do an AMA based on the fact that you won the hackathon.
Oh,
I did do an AMA. And I did one and it blew up. I posted it, I think 2 days ago or maybe yesterday.
That was what I would 100% have recommended. Yeah.
Really? I wonder why Manus didn't pull that.
Because you can come at it not from a self-promoting, like buy my product way, but hey, if you're trying to enter a hackathon or you want to do this one next year, let me answer all your questions. But you're now at the forefront of everybody's minds because you did win, and instead of like buy my product, you're let me give back to you, let me help you when you do a hackathon type deal. So I didn't know, so it blew up. That's crazy.
It blew up. So it has 29,000 views.
Dang.
I posted 2 days ago. 29,000 views. It has 84 comments, and like you said, most of it is just like, hey, ask me anything. And they're asking about the tech stack. They're asking like if I would have chosen something different. So I'm just, again, it's not a promotional. It's just, this is what I did, and helping people out. And it has the most views of any post that I post on Reddit.
Reddit can be a vicious place. Reddit can be
very cutthroat.
Oh, they are. And if you're in a subreddit with like mods on an ego trip, just forget about it. Like it's just so bad. So whilst we were talking about you sharing your experience with the hackathon and stuff, what do you think it was about your project in particular? Because you were up against like hundreds of thousands of other people.
Yeah.
Like what do you think it was that made you stand out, that contributed to that win?
Now, do you want the PR answer or do you want I want a personal answer?
I want the truth. I want whatever's on your mind.
All right. Now I don't know if you're gonna like the story. All right.
That's fine.
So I'll give you the PR answer first. The PR answer is I made a really good video. I made a really good submission video.
Yeah.
And my submission video, I thought in my head that I'm going to make a good submission video and tell them, well, I did edit the video with my editor and say, hey, this really good submission video was edited with my video editor, which is my submission to the hackathon. It has some comic relief in there. My son was in there. It was pretty funny. It was a really good video. So yeah, that's what I think that got me at least to the, in the consideration. And I think that maybe to win the whole thing, it's like it's a very forward-thinking idea. It's almost like it's a little bit out of reach, right?
Yeah.
And to build it is like really cool because it still seems a little bit far-fetched for
Hmm.
a video. Now, my story is a little bit different.
You're going to give us the tea now. Tell us.
I'm gonna give you the tea because you guys are the first people to do the podcast. Now, this is what happened. I stopped working at Intuit
Yeah.
and I got a nice severance package. They took care of me, and severance package ran out. And I am applying for jobs again, but as an engineer, when you're applying for jobs, you can meet with somebody on Monday and go through the interview process, like 4 or 5 different rounds. I mean, by the time you get an offer, a whole month has gone by, right?
Oof, yeah.
If you get the offer, I mean, during the time that I was interviewing, I mean, I got to the final interview, and they're like, "Yeah, we love you, dude, but we're gonna go with somebody else," right? So money's running thin. Don't know where anything is gonna come from, and I'm going through this really weird stage in my life where it's like I'm like crying out to God. I'm like, dude, this isn't supposed to happen to me. It's the whole woe is me thing. Why me? And I had this really weird kind of transition period between me and him where what I was asking for was I was asking for like monetary things. I was like, dude, like I need this, I need that. And he kind of showed me some things like, bro, you are fine. Like I just had my baby. My baby's 3 months. I have a
Oh,
beautiful baby, right? I have a beautiful family, right? Didn't lose the house, right? Everything that I'm asking for, I already have, right? It's like I'm beyond blessed. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, I don't have any money. So a good family is cool and all, but I need some money to take care of the family, right?
yeah.
So it's like I have this conversation and kind of my eyes are open to, dude, you are good. You're beyond blessed. You have this beautiful family. Take care of them. That is what a lot of people pray for, right?
Yeah.
So you may be asking for a couple $1,000s, but like you're gonna be okay. You got food, you got a house, you're good. Focus on the family. So I went through this really weird kind of transition period. And what was happening was my aunt's a preacher. And I call her and I go,
Yeah.
dude, why do I feel like I'm crying out to God, but I'm not getting no answer? And she's like, well, are you being quiet enough to hear him? I'm like, I'm not. She goes, well, you need to take some time and just be patient and listen. I'm like, well, how do I do that? And she's like, well, put God first. I'm like, that sounds so cliche. That sounds so cliche.
That's
Like,
something my mom would say too. Like
yeah,
just put God first, you'll listen.
just put God first. And I was like,
Scripture, yeah.
yeah, and I was like, I'm a believer, I'm a firm believer, but it's like, okay, what does that look like day to day? Like, do I get up early? Do I pray more? What does that look like? She goes, no, you literally in everything you do, put God first. I'm like, again, what does that look like? And she's like, in your thoughts. Like you literally think about, okay, is this gonna glorify God? And you'll get into the habit of doing it, right? And you're putting God first, and you're like, okay, now you're starting to notice things that you didn't notice before. Now you're starting to do things you didn't do before, right? And so during the hackathon, I don't have a job, I'm interviewing, everything is looking really bleak. And every time I lay down, something in me, Holy Spirit's like, dude, you need to get up and work. And I'm like, if you don't work, you don't eat. But I'm like, I don't have no jobs. What am I working? I have nothing working. And he's like, get up and go work. And the only thing I can work on is working the hackathon project. So I'm spending all of my time, days, nights. I mean, I'm not even going to sleep working on this hackathon project.
Wow.
And here's where the kicker comes in. The last day of the submission, I submit my project with a minute left to go.
Ooh,
The Dev
ooh.
Post website crashes.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't get it submitted. I've been working on this thing for the past, 25 days, 3 weeks. Just spent like the last 2 days up straight working on this thing, and I couldn't get it submitted. And I hadn't been that mad in a very long time. And I was so pissed off that I opened the garage. I was about to get in my car and just drive around because I was
Yeah.
like, that was kind of like the only hope that I had at that point. I was like, the
Oh,
job, and I just did all this work for nothing. And the Holy Spirit goes, don't get in that car, just take a walk. So I took a walk down the street and I'm like, dude, I've done everything you asked me to do, right? What more are you asking of me? Because I've done what you asked me to do. And I was like, to you, it's a very small thing, but to me, it means a lot. It means the world.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think I even had a chance to win. It was the fact that I wanted to get it in and, at least have maybe a chance to win. And I was like, dude, I done everything. I need something, right? And I go back into the house. Okay, let me take that back. I was like, whatever you send, I need it right now, like a lightning bolt. But like there was a tree right next to me. So I was like, no, don't send a lightning bolt.
Not right now.
Not right now, not literally. But whatever you send, I need you to send it right now. 2 minutes later, my mom knocked on the door. My mom knocks on the door. She comes through and she helps me out. She helps me out both financially. She helps me out with everything. We get on Twitter and we start tagging dev posts, right? And I'm like, hey, the site crashed. You should give us some more time to submit the project. And they were like, yep, that's our fault. We're going to give you guys another hour and a half. Now, had I gotten a car, I would have been driving around for God knows how long, and I would have never saw that Twitter post. And I would have never submitted my project. So for me, I posted on Twitter, I was like, when people say like God can bless you behind your wildest dreams, I had a dream a long time ago that I won the hackathon. That I won.
Really?
Yeah, I had a dream that I won $10,000. And at the time, I didn't have $10,000. So I was like, crying in the dream. I was like ecstatic, right? Because I was like, the chances of you winning the hackathon are basically zero. So I was like, this is great. This is amazing. And then to come here to my family reunion, watch the hackathon live with them.
Oh, you were with them. Oh, you were with
Saturday.
them.
Yeah. And to win first, because as I'm telling them this, I'm like, dude, come watch this with me. I think I may be winning like $1,000 or like $5,000. I had no clue. So I'm watching it with them, and we're just like, so when are you gonna get called? Because like it's been an hour already. Like we're like, is this like, are you getting scammed or what? So eventually, me and mom upstairs, and they call 10th place, then 9th place. And I'm like, dude, holy shit. I'm like, I'm 6th place. That's not thinking in my head.
How did you know that you were still in the game though? Do you know what I mean? Because me, I'd have been like, oh, I probably came in 275. How did you know you were still in the game at that?
They had me on an interview. They had me like on the call.
Okay.
They were like, stand by, because
okay.
you call your name, we're gonna do an interview for you.
Okay.
Like, okay, well, they're gonna interview me for 10th place.
Right.
And they just start going through 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. I'm like, holy shit, are they gonna interview like the top 3? Because like that's what I would do, just interview the top 3 people. Then they call 3,
right.
They call 2. And I'm like, holy shit, I won the whole thing, dude. And this is crazy. This is absolutely nuts. Beyond my wildest dreams.
I was going to ask you first how you found out, but now we know how you found out. But secondly, after your wife, who was your first call? Was it your aunt? But you were with all of your family, I'm assuming.
I was with everybody.
Or Mama Bear.
Yeah. So you could tell everybody at the same time.
Exactly. Everybody that I would have called to tell was there.
Wow.
That is incredible. That is incredible. Yeah. Wow.
For you, man.
That's a story. Yeah. That's a story.
What were some of the other projects that you saw?
What was that?
What were some of the other projects that you saw that stood out?
One of the projects that really stood out to me was the AI phone, the bot that could book appointments over the phone.
I think see it.
He won the startup challenge, I think. He won one of the 25,000 ones, and he won like 6th or 7th place, maybe like 5th place, but he won twice. Yeah, he won twice, and that was stood out to me because I did a startup like that 7 years ago. I was building AI phone bots to like book appointments over the phone like 7 years ago. So I was like, hey, it was too early for me, but shout out to him. Hopefully he can take that one where he wants to take that one, because it's a really good idea.
So it literally makes the appointment for you?
Yeah, it books the appointment for you over the phone. So like you talk to it. I wish I remember the name. I remember it was like white and green, but I think he won the startup challenge.
I saw it reminds me, I saw on because on the new, not the 18.6, but like it's like iOS 26. It's coming out, I think, later this year. Apple's going hard into AI, like hard. And one of the things they're doing is if you get a phone call from an unknown number, it's basically screening that call before your phone ever rings. And I'm in one point, I'm like, oh, that's fantastic, right? But in another, I'm like, if it's somebody that you happen to know in real life, you just don't have their number stored, or like you've told someone, hey, call me and I'll help you with blah, blah, blah. I feel like that's really impersonal. Like, and my brain's not working. But I think if it's like robocalls and stuff, perfect. Just get rid of all of those, you know? Yeah. So when you said that it makes appointments, I was like, oh, I wonder how long it's going to be before our phones do all of that. But Apple's leaning heavily into it now, AI.
They're coming a long way.
From this hackathon, did you chat with like Greg Eisenberg or like Jason Calacanis or any of them?
I'm sorry, what was the question? From
this hackathon, did you chat with like Jason Calacanis or like Greg Eisenberg? Or like...
I haven't chatted with Greg or Mr. Calacanis. Calacanis, is that how I pronounce it? I plan on doing it. I will be going to New York for the top 3 are going to New York for like this Brex party. So Eric will be there. I did speak with Eric mainly because the site went down right after the hackathon. But so many people went to the site, it crashed. And everybody on Twitter is like, how could you give first place to a guy whose project doesn't even work? I'm like, dude, it does work. It just is not working right now.
I was going to ask you, actually, some of the people, when you know your hackathon was done and it was over, their projects weren't fully functional, right? Maybe they were a little bit, but this aspect didn't work, or however. Do you think, like, when you submitted your final presentation, that was like it had to work? Like, did all of the final contestants, all of their projects were fully functional? Or do you think that, because we know yours was when you submitted yours, but others weren't. Do you think that played like a major factor into who those top 10 finalists were?
Off the top of my head, I don't know, because you got to think that, like, I highly doubt that those judges went through 9,500 projects and clicked around to see if everything worked, right? It is a hackathon and we're hacking stuff up. So like not everything's going to work. It's not going to be like a production ready app. I'm not sure if they took that into account, because there were some things in my app that weren't fully functional, right? Because I had some things that were like, you know, experimental that didn't work. But for the most part, the majority, like the meat of the app worked. And again, I think the judges knew that this was a hackathon, right? So I'm not sure if they judged it by like completeness. I do remember off the top of my head and kind of the judging criteria. I don't think completeness was a part of the judging criteria. I know innovation was part of it. Technology was part of it. Virality, like how viral this might go, was part of it. But yeah, I know.
I mean, you'd have to have enough of it working for you to be able to show what it's going to eventually be able to do, right? So you can't just be like, here's my storyboard, this is what I want it to look like. You have to have a level of it being functional.
You have to have a level of it being function. It has to be deployed so they can be able to use it. Like you can't, you know, send a video of it. It has to work.
So how long between the date that you submitted it and the announcement of the winners, how long did the judges have between those 2 dates?
I think they stopped judging on the 22nd. So they were judging for 3 weeks.
Wow.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. So yeah, like you said, there was no way they were going through every single possible submission, but they must have gone through a chunk of them.
But they went through a lot. I'm sure they went through a lot.
Yeah. Crazy.
Well, as we wrap up here, Adrian, I see a question for our vibe coding audience. If you could share some, maybe like, I don't know, 2 or 3 bits of advice.
Oh yeah, I got a lot for you. Okay. Number one, if you find a bug, if there's a bug, go fix it yourself, right? If you're going to be a vibe coder, you have to be really, really good at debugging, because I don't know why we haven't got to the point that these vibe coding tools are good at debugging, but sometimes they're really bad at it. And when you try to get the vibe coding to debug it, it adds a bunch of context, and the more context you add, the worse it gets. So if you have a small bug that you feel like you can fix yourself, try to go fix it yourself. If you can't, start over, like start the conversation over and then give it some context and then tell it to go do it again. You want to clear that context for a while. That's one thing. The second thing is when you are building something, tell it to don't build it first, but build like a document, like build like a spec, like go back
PRD?
like a PRD. Build a PRD with the chat bot or whatever you're using, whether it's Cursor, Bolt.new, Claude. Build a PRD before you tell it to go build. Part of the PRD, I'll just call it the bot, the Claude, the model. The model understands what's priority, right? Because sometimes it'll go do things that, it'll optimize something and then it'll break something else. But if you give it a PRD and then keep it focused, that definitely helps. That'll save you a lot of time. Two, don't worry about styling at first. Like get the functionality out first and then go back and style it. And then as far as like product wise goes, take a decent amount of time to really understand what it is you want to build, right? Like what that looks like for the user. Because at the end of the day, you are still building a product or service for the user. So you have to do your user stories. You have to find the pain points. If you're going to be vibe coding and building something for yourself, you know what the pain point is for yourself. Build it to leave that pain for yourself or whoever you're building it for. And then I think that's all I got for now. Bolt just came out with their style components, not the style components, but you can build your website based off of like if you have a component library. That's very useful. I'm gonna start using that. But yeah, that's all I have.
Okay. We've got a rapid fire, and then we'll wrap up here. So I've got 4 questions for you.
All right, I'm
literally written on a piece of paper that it's kind of blurred out here.
I'll keep my answer short and concise.
Okay. LLM of choice and why?
For coding,
yeah,
I'm gonna go Claude Opus 4. It is just the benchmarks outpace everybody's as far as coding so far.
Food of choice when vibe coding, or do you do Uber Eats?
What was that?
Food of choice when vibe coding, or do you do Uber Eats like I do?
My fiance is cooking chili at the house.
Ah,
Yeah.
Okay.
smart. You don't even need to think about it. It just appears in front of you whilst you're.
Okay. What's your sleep routine?
I don't have one.
Here's a 3-month-old boy. He's not sleeping at all.
Who thinks that? It's a girl. It's a girl.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said son. I'm sorry.
No, I have 2 kids.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Got you.
And 2, no, I don't do the night routine. She does the night routine. So shout out to her. Yeah, she sleeps in the day and she stays up at night. But no, I don't sleep there. This after winning the hackathon is the most I've gotten in a very, very long time.
Jeez. Okay. All right. What's your playlist from vibe coding?
That's crazy. I don't listen to music while I vibe code.
Really?
What?
Oh wow.
Do you listen to anything? Do you have like TV on in the background? Do you have anything?
No, just straight thoughts. I tried it like yesterday. Yesterday was my first time because I'm in this office in my cousin's office and he has a nice setup. Yesterday was the first time that I took my phone out, started playing music to, work on a project. I was like, I can't focus. I'll turn it off. Yeah.
That is bananas. I can't do anything without background noise. Like, I can't sleep without background noise.
I used to do the jazz instrumentals.
Yeah, yep.
Like
I listened to that. Yeah, the Black Cats.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, did you? Okay, yeah. I listened to that yesterday. It's either them or Grammatic, and I just crank it all day.
Yeah, but maybe I should get back into that. But yeah, no. As far right now, no music. I know.
You're not the kind of guy that goes to the gym and works out with no headphones. You can't tell me you're not that guy.
Yeah, just raw dogging life, man.
That is
right. Good. Yeah,
my teenage kid a couple of years ago, she's almost 16 now, and she was like 14 at the time. We flew to England for a couple of weeks. She raw dogged the entire 10-hour flight home.
Yeah.
Not a thing. I was like,
just thoughts. I mean, the thoughts are enough.
No.
Thoughts are enough. But I will say this. Anytime I'm in my car, I blast my music. Anytime I'm in my car.
Just the car though, not the gym. Not that is fun. That's bananas. I don't know how you do that. That's crazy. If I'm in the gym, I have to have music But if I'm outside walking, because I walk a lot downtown here, I will audiobook it. But I can't audiobook in the gym. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. Can't do it. Strange. Weird. Anyway, with that note, we're going to wrap up now. We've taken up more than enough of your time. If anyone wants to reach out to you, you do have a LinkedIn, which is just your name, Adrian Humphrey. Is there anywhere else we can point people to get in touch with you if they want to get hold of you?
Yep. If they want to get in touch with me, they can go to taylorlabsai.com. My email is on there. My LinkedIn is on there. If they want to send me an email, it's just adrian@taylorlabsai.com. And those are the two. Reach out to me. I respond to pretty much everybody.
Okay. We'll put that in the show notes for sure as well, so people can grab it from the show notes too. But thank you so much. Congratulations again. I think that's an incredible victory that you got there. And again, thank you so much for joining us. And I can't wait to see what else you come up with.
Absolutely. And I will make sure I keep you guys updated. There's a lot to come. This is just the beginning.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.